Hey, this is Dean Soto with Freedom in 5 Minutes, and today we're going to be talking about being too busy, being way too busy, and how to alleviate that in your business, how to get rid of the busy work. I'm not even sure exactly what I want to call this, but so I have a whole list, boom, 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 of things that I'm actually going and just these are things that always come up with either clients or prospects or people who are trying to scale their business. They're trying to grow their business in a way where they are not a bottleneck in it. They're not a cog in the wheel. Their business is able to actually be sold for a lot more money because they aren't the reason why their business is running in the first place. So all that being said, um, the thing that I actually have on the list, I don't edit these, by the way, if you can't tell. So if I stutter, if I stop, it's the way it is. The What I have on this is that I is a lot of business owners will wear being busy as a badge of honor. Like, oh man, I work 60, 70 hours a week. There's no way anybody can do what I do. It's way too complicated. I'm in financial services, and with financial services, I'm just doing all this stuff. There's no way I can do all this. Or I might be in real estate, or I might be in the oil and gas business. I might be whatever it might be. And when in reality, it's not even close to being the truth, right? It feels that way because you're in it, but in reality, if you looked at exactly all of the things you're doing, you can actually document all of the things that you're doing step by step and push it off to somebody else. Trust me, I used to be this way too. There was no way that I could ever get out of a lot of the stuff that I was doing. Okay, so all that being said, how do you stop being busy? How do you stop being so busy? A friend of mine, Oliver, says that, how do you stop to how do you stop? He says it way better than I do. It is, you're too busy chopping down trees to sharpen your own axe. Okay. You're too busy chopping down trees to sharpen your axe. How do you stop that? How do you stop doing that? Because a lot of the times we equate doing stuff with value, right? We equate, oh my gosh, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, I don't get home till 6 o'clock, right? 12 hours a day, and I'm just wheeling and dealing, and it's awesome. When in reality, if you looked at what you were actually doing throughout the day, the high value work might be 1, 2, maybe 3 hours. Maybe it's talking to some strategic partners and setting up things setting up things that could potentially be some kind of strategic partnership, right? How long does that really take? And really, do you have to be at the office for that? No, you can be driving around. There's times when I'm driving around, going to the store, and I'm doing a strategic partnership phone call, right? So what is it? What is it that that's keeping you in this loop of constantly, doing this? I've got to be busy. I'm busy. I work too hard, and everything I do is so complicated. Well, the biggest things that you can do, very first thing you can do is switch your mindset. If you are working long hours, there is something wrong. By simply changing that way that you're thinking, if you are working long hours, and by long hours, I mean 30, 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Yes, I said 30. I actually think that that's too long as an entrepreneur. If you're working 30 hours a week or more, something is wrong. Okay? Now, you might be doing content like this. Like, I could have some of my guys do content like this, and I do have them do blog posts and things like that. But I enjoy being on video. Didn't used to, but now I'm actually enjoying it and getting on video and doing podcasting, doing my audio podcast. Go to Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. You can check that out. But I enjoy this, right? So if I've spent the last 2 hours doing these, batching these together. That's one thing. But if I know that every week I'm spending 30 hours a week or 40 hours or 50, 60 hours a week on my business, caveat that, on my business, then there is something wrong. There are things that I am doing at that point in time. There's things that you are doing that is wrong, that do not need to be done by you. Especially if your hourly rate is $100, $200, $300, $400, $5,000. No reason to be doing that. So with that premise, if you're working that long, what is wrong? What are the things that are actually going on that are wrong, right? If you are, sales is one thing, but if you are onboarding customers, if you're going back and forth with customers in the very beginning, more than likely there's something wrong with that, okay? You do not need to be the one who's actually onboarding those customers and moving them forward, right? If you're handling routine customer service, there's something wrong there. There's something wrong there as well. That might sound weird, but there's something wrong there. If somebody's coming in as a prospect and you are the one looking at their sheet, you're looking at the questionnaire that they're doing, you're looking at all of that stuff, and you see it, and you're the one making the decision whether to meet them or not, more than likely that's something wrong as well. That could either be automated technologically, or it can be automated by having somebody else do that for you. Bookkeeping, account management, supplier management, inventory management, seeking out new prospects, lead generation, split testing on advertising, sometimes even creating the ads themselves, all of the ad design and ad copy. All of those things don't need to be done by you. And you might have one person doing them right now, like one thing. A lot of people will have someone specialized in one thing, right? That's another problem that keeps you busy. Is you might have a marketer, someone who's doing marketing, and that's all they do. When in fact, if you had processes, if you had documented processes, you could have somebody do marketing, sales, copywriting, onboarding, account management, recruiting. You can have them do all of those different things. And so what's something you doing right now out of all of those lists that you really don't truly need to do? If you're hiring new people, are you the one going and checking out the very first tier of people? Or do you have people and things in place to where you're not talking to them till the very end? Like, those are things that keep you busy. Those are the things that keep you busy. The biggest problem that business owners face is that they don't have documented processes. And you're going to hear that in every video. You'll be like, Dean, oh my gosh, stop talking about documented processes. Yes, we know that you use documented processes, that I can do documented processes in 5 minutes with Freedom in 5 minutes. If I go to freedomin5minutes.com, I know, I've seen your method. I've seen your masterclass. I've seen all of that. But why do you keep on talking about it? Because it's true. It's true. It's been true since business was alive and people were able to write. But a lot of people don't like doing them because they're boring, right? That's why we developed Freedom in 5 minutes, so you can do it in 5 minutes. All right? So, with all that being said, like, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it? That's a big reason why a lot of business owners are busy and why you might be busy, because you don't have the processes for it. But ultimately, it's that mindset of, to me, it's the mindset of, I'm working this long, there's something wrong. There's literally something wrong. Because if you were to sell your business, guess what a consultant is going to do to come in, see if your business is scalable and sellable? They're going to look and they're going to say, there's something wrong because you're working way too much. Nobody's going to want to buy a business that comes in. This is what they're going to tell you, that when they come in, immediately they're going to have to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. No. People who buy businesses, especially, say, private equity firms, they want to come in and immediately start making profit without having to do anything. They might have to have a CEO or something like that, but The only way they can hire a CEO, the only way they can hire someone is if there's documented processes. But that's what they're going to tell you. And it's not just me spouting, oh, you need documented systems, you need that. Literally, that's the only way. Literally, that's the only way, the telltale sign of whether a business is sellable or not. And especially what multiple you're going to get from that business, right? So all that, like with that being said, start doing it. Why are you not doing it? Why are you not documenting those systems, right? So just to reiterate, first things first, if you're working 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, there's something wrong as a business owner. There's something wrong. If you're working that much, there's something wrong. Now it's deciding what is wrong. What are the things, and looking and auditing exactly what you're doing. What are the things that are wrong? Am I too in the weeds in marketing, in sales, in prospecting, in account management, inventory management, supplier management, all that other things? Once I figure out what those things are, start documenting what the heck am I actually doing in that thing, right? Start documenting them, the step-by-step of those things. And then figure out, how can I offload these? Are there existing people that I have, existing employees that I have that, are really sitting for, they're charging me 40 hours a week, but they're really sitting on their hands and really only doing about 10 hours a week of work. This marketer who sits there doing split testing on ads, which doesn't take that long, right? And all that being said, number 4 is actually putting that person in place and making it happen so that you are no longer being busy. All right. So that's how you stop being busy. That's how you stop being too busy in your business. Okay. If you're working that long, there's something wrong. Okay. And don't get me wrong. If you just started your business, obviously that's the case. But if you've been in business for like 3 years and you're still working that long, there's something wrong, because ultimately you need to have a business that runs without you. If you go on vacation, crash, everything comes crashing, right? So what can you do right now? What are you doing right now that's taking 30, 40, 50 hours a week? We know it's wrong. What are you doing? Documenting it, and then putting it out to the people who can do it. All right. So hopefully that helps. That's the system that I use. It's a much, like, I use a more of a system when I'm doing systems consulting. However, that is the system that in general that I use to even look at what's going on. If you want to check out freedomin5minutes.com, go check that out. freedomin5minutes.com. Dude, 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes a day. You can have your entire business totally scaled, totally documented, all of that. And then you literally never have to do those tasks that you documented ever again. freedomin5minutes.com. Go check that out. And I'll see you in the next video. Hope that was helpful. And we're going to get some more coming up. All right. Dean Soto, Freedom in 5 Minutes. I'll catch you later.